So, hey everybody, I'm Gwen Duffy and I'm a wellness advocate. And that just means that my job is to help you to live your very best life in a natural way. I love teaching people about using essential oils and natural products to take care of their health. And so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Now, most of the things I hear from people, it used to be, I've been doing this for 5 years, it used to be that people would say to me, what are essential oils? And now they're everywhere, right? We see them in the drugstore, at farmers markets, we see them in gas stations even. And you'd want to buy your health care from a gas station, right? And so my questions now that I get from people is, okay, how do I pick a brand? What do I use them for? How do I get rid of toxic options from my home? Like, give me some ideas on how to use these things. And so I'm going to show you why and how just choosing a simple life is going to make it better for you. And doTERRA has actually made it easier by introducing a new product line that's targeting what people normally buy at the drugstore, the over-the-counter department of the drugstore, to take care of their everyday health. Now, many of those things get very expensive. They maybe give you side effects, they don't work. And so we're going to talk about 5 different body areas that you're going to be able to address if you decide that this package that doTERRA is offering, called the Cure Collection, is something that would help you. So let's start answering questions. So first of all, what are essential oils? They're just smelly compounds that are very concentrated. They come from plants, and each one has different effects on your body when they're pure and when they're potent. So you only need a couple of drops if you have a real essential oil. So now you know why you need them. So I like having options. That's one of the things I love. I don't have anything in my medicine cabinet. Everything I'm using is a natural product. Now, I'm not saying that, we shouldn't go to the doctor sometimes, but what we're going to be talking about is like a first line of defense. So how do we use them? So there's 3 ways to use essential oils. The first way is more aromatic, topically, and internally. The first way we're going to talk about is aromatically. We use essential oils aromatically anytime we feel like we need to breathe something in. So if you have some respiratory issues, if you need to be calmed down, the fastest way to shift your mood or to help you shift your state of consciousness, like go into sleep, would be to breathe in an essential oil. It goes up through your olfactory into your limbic system, which is the emotional seat of your brain. And so we breathe in oils whenever we want to shift those things. We use them topically whenever we want to rub oils directly on a spot, something that's sore. Maybe you have a headache, you rub it topically here. Maybe you have some skin irritation, or even on the bottoms of your feet. We have a lot of receptors on the bottoms of our feet, so essential oils will absorb very easily there. It's also a really safe place to use oils for children, and we always double dilute when you're using for children. And I'll talk about that later on. And then we use oils internally when we want our whole system to shift. I am 67. I had a lot of I still have a lot of arthritis. So I take a lot of things internally that helps target my entire body, because if you have inflammation, it's not just in one area, it's everywhere. But if you want to, if say you've got an infection, say you want your whole system to shift away from being unhealthy, you want to support your immune system, you want to heal your gut. There's so many things that we can use. We can use On Guard for immune support. We can use digestive soft gels for settling down our stomach. So that would be a way that you would use them internally. And you can either take that right out of the bottle, which is what I do with my frankincense. I just go right under my tongue. You can take a veggie cap, or you can buy capsules from doTERRA that are already made up with the oils and the things in them that you need for that situation. So the next question is, how do we pick a brand? So because oils are becoming so much more mainstream, they're everywhere, right? So what we want to do is be careful where we're getting them, because the essential oil industry isn't regulated. And so what that means is that anybody can put whatever they want on a bottle of oils and no one's checking. They can say it's therapeutic, they can say it's organic, they can say it's pure, and because no one's checking, you have no way of knowing. And so what doTERRA did from the very beginning, they wanted you to know that you could have what you were getting into your home was going to be pure and safe every single time. And so they established something that's called Certified Pure Tested Grade, and it's labeled on every bottle that doTERRA has, so that you can actually go, there's a number, you probably can't see that on here, but there's a number on every bottle of doTERRA oils that you can go to a website called Source2You, type in that number, and get the exact chemical profile of this batch of oils. It would show if there's anything toxic in it, if there's any pesticides, if there's anything impure, or if what's in there isn't what they say is on the bottle. Nobody does that. And the reason they did that is because they wanted you to trust it. And that's the reason why, quite frankly, that medicine trusts doTERRA. Hospitals and universities all over the country are using essential oils from doTERRA. In fact, there was a hospital in Cincinnati that opened up last year that was, it's a cancer center, and they have a doTERRA oncological wing where they're using essential oils to support patients that are going going through all the things that you go through when you have that going on. So I love that. I love that medicine is embracing doTERRA and knowing that that's, if you want something natural, you're going to want to use doTERRA. So I want to talk a little bit about sourcing. So doTERRA source their oils where they grow naturally. So for example, lavender. Lavender is something that's very calming, something that we use for breathing in to try and get to sleep, breathing in if we're stressed out. But you also can use lavender for a bug bite or a burn directly right on that area. Now we get our lavender from Bulgaria because Bulgaria happens to be the best place to grow lavender as far as the soil conditions and the climate and the the amount of rainfall and things like that. So the very best lavender comes from Bulgaria. What that means and why that's important is if you have the very best situation for growing, you're going to have the very best plant to start with, which gives lavender a higher ester count when it's in an area like that. So why that's important is the higher the ester count means the better effect it's going to have on the cells of your body. Now, most lavenders, quite frankly, are manufactured. They're grown, maybe who knows where, like on the side of the road somewhere, or grown wherever, and you're not getting the best plant to start with when you do that. So the other part of that is when you're growing up a plant or you're growing up something in its natural habitat, you don't need pesticides. You don't need to be fertilizing the soil because everything that's happening there is happening naturally. And so what you're getting is something that's really pure. Now that's where we get our lavender from, but really 65% of the oils that are sourced by doTERRA are sourced from countries that are underprivileged. And so what happens there is that those countries traditionally have been producing essential oils and been taken advantage of by middlemen for generations. And so what doTERRA did is they first found out, okay, where's the best, say, frankincense grow? They go to that area and then they say, okay, how can we do the greatest good? Now, where we're getting our frankincense from happens to be a very poor area of Somalia. And so what doTERRA did is they went in there, they established some relationships with the local people to empower them so that they could increase their standard of living. And they in turn partnered exclusively with doTERRA. So we're getting the very best essential oil that we can get from the frankincense. And we do that all over the world. So when you're buying something from doTERRA, you're not only getting the best product, but you're actually making a huge impact all the way across the world on another family that's using this as their livelihood. So that's something I actually love that more than anything about doTERRA, is that they've always been looking at what happens on the other side of the bottle, not just on making a profit. Because working that way, truthfully, is not the cheapest way to get essential oils, but we've made huge differences around the world. So if you're like me, you're probably thinking, okay, this whole thing that's happened over the last 18 months has made people more aware of what's going on in our body, and people are more aware of toxins and how to, thinking about kind of how is this affecting my body, and is this supporting my body, and how do I support my body? And so what we're going to do is we're going to just talk about shifting small things, okay? So as I said, doTERRA has broken this category of this Cure collection, and this is really just one way of getting started with doTERRA, has broken this into 5 categories: pain, respiratory, sleep, skin, and digestion. Okay, so we're going to kind of hit all those categories. And what you want to do is just think about, like, which area is the most important area for me to start. This is going to be everyday products that are going to help with everyday issues. So let's start with our skin. So did you know that, like, most women put over 100 chemicals on or in our body every single morning? In our hair care, in our skin care, in the products that we use on our body and in our body. Check the ingredients, like on the things that you're using. Check your toothpaste. Toothpaste has warning on it that says don't swallow. And if you're a child and you swallow, you should call poison control. And we're rubbing that all over our gums, right? Your deodorant. We as women put deodorant on an area where we're really susceptible to having a big problem happen because of all that aluminum that's in deodorant. It's a really bad way to kind of get your day started, putting poison under your armpits. Look at your conditioner, your skin care, your shampoos, and the things that you cannot read on there, you should be alarmed about. Just even the word fragrance can have all kinds of things in it. Companies don't have to disclose their proprietary fragrances, and so they can throw anything in that category that they want to. The thing I love about doTERRA, in fact, they just came out with a new skincare. We actually can read what's on the bottle, but you can go to some websites called like a website called EWG, or there's one that's called Think Dirty. You can check your products out and see where they range on the natural the chemical-free or the toxic-free spectrum. And most of doTERRA's things are super low. So if you want a real shocker, like read your bug spray, do some research on what DEET does. And so one of the things that I love about doTERRA is they actually just reformulated their TerraShield, which is a natural bug repellent. And the CDC, the EPA has approved the oils that are in this TerraShield as natural repellents. And so we no longer have to call this the outdoor blend. We can call it the repellent blend. It's going to help repel mosquitoes and all types of insects. Now you can add other things to it. I like to add some things of my own just to change the scent. And what I do with this is I make a spray with this. Like I'll put in a spray bottle, I'll add some water, add some coconut oil so it stays on my skin, and shake that up and spray that every time I go outside. But I actually started making a lotion with this, so that when I use an organic lotion, I add some TerraShield to it and some of the other oils I like for a bug repellent, and rub that on my skin after I've taken a shower if I know I'm going to be going outside or to the campfire or something like that. Nothing that's going into my body is harming my body. No endocrine disruptors, nothing that you have to worry about with your kids. You don't have to worry about your pets. You could spray it on the area where your food is and it's not going to be a problem, and yet it's going to help repel ticks and mosquitoes and things like that. So I love that they did that. So let me look at some of the some other things that we're talking about here. So one of the things that, and I'm not trying to scare you, but I have shifted everything, and I started with what I put inside my body. And so doTERRA has a whole supplement line that you can start with that gives your body nutrition in every single cell, not fairy dusted with lots of things, or not made from fake ingredients so that your body can't absorb it, but actually giving you things that your body can, giving you nutrition that helps your body thrive. We're not getting enough fruits and vegetables. Most of us are not buying every single thing that we have organic. And so adding to our nutrition is really, really important in your overall health. And it actually means you end up not using as many essential oils because you don't have as many things going on. Like for me, I just don't use as much topically for my pain as I did before because I'm dealing with my inflammation internally. So that's basically, that's something that's really, really good to consider. Most people start out with just products to cover the individual things in their home or their health care, but looking at your overall health is a good long-term thing to do. Okay, so let's talk about about the different products that are in this Cura collection. The first one's frankincense. So frankincense supports memory, head tension. What you do is, I actually, as I said, put this under my tongue for inflammation. I take my thumb, go like this, push it up on the roof of my mouth, maybe rub my temples, or I'll make a roller bottle with frankincense, lavender, and peppermint, which is my headache blend. So I'll go on my temples, I'll maybe go across my neck. There's a band that tightens up when we have a headache. I roll it up in there and I breathe it in. But frankincense is also really good for, just any kind of skin sensitivity. So peppermint is another one. Peppermint is great for fresh breath. It's great for headaches. Again, some people just put a drop of peppermint on their hands, rub their hands together and breathe it in, rub their temples. That's enough. It's also good for stomach upset. It's good for a quick pick-me-up in the afternoon. And also, just as I said, for freshening your breath. So past tense is another one that's great. That is good. It's called the tension blend. And what past tense is good for is anytime you have a kind of a more heavy duty headache. I actually, before I got started tonight, I had just some head tension. I think the weather, the barometer or whatever's happening outside made me have like my head just felt kind of just pounding a little bit. And so I took a past tense, I put a drop on my hands, rubbed my hands together, went across the back of my neck, and then did my temples and breathed it in. And it's like very cooling and warming at the same time. But the oils that are in that are targeted to help promote relaxation of what's happening when we have a lot of head tension or muscle tension. Okay, so tummy time. So digestive issues are something that people don't realize how much and how important it is to have our digestive tract in order. So many things happen as a result of a bad digestive system. Stuff happens with our skin, where our immune system, all kind of gets started in our gut. As long as like your ability to cope with stress, believe it or not, it has to do with your gut health. And so one of the things that doTERRA is recommending is something called Terrazyme. Terrazyme is digestive enzymes. What that does is it helps digest foods that are hard to digest, McDonald's, French fries, things like that. If we're not eating a ton of raw vegetables, a ton of them. Our body isn't getting enough digestive enzymes. And so what that means is that they're borrowing enzymes from other areas of our body, and every body system that we have needs its own enzymes. But when our digestive system, because we've eaten a lot of stuff that maybe doesn't agree with us, or maybe you have issues with gluten or dairy or protein or lactose or something like that, if you take a Terrazyme, I'm sorry, when you're eating, if it's something that you really have a hard time with, you can take up to 3 with a meal. It just helps process through. So many people who have been using Terrazyme say, okay, my digestive issues have been like almost eliminated. Now the other thing, so this is an amazing product just to help your body digest food. Another thing that's great is peppermint is good for your stomach. Peppermint's really, really good to put a drop or 2 in a shot glass if your stomach is upset and just drink it back. And then there's also DigestZen soft gels. So these are basically just DigestZen oil in a capsule. So if you have, this is good for after the fact. Like the Terrazyme is good for before you have any kind of a stomach problem. The DigestZen oil or the soft gels, which come with this package, are good for when we already have the situation happening. So you can take 2 of these. Now you can have the oil too and use that topically on your belly, but this is a great easy way and something you can throw in your purse if you go out to dinner and your stomach's bothering you or you're away on vacation. This is going to help you. And the thing to remember is that so many of the things that we're buying at the drugstore, say for digestive issues, all they do is they stop the stomach from producing stomach acid. And so what happens then? Like our food doesn't get digested. And so what the difference with using essential oils for that situation is that it's actually helping support your body system to be able to kind of operate the way it's supposed to. So if you have issues with gas, bloating, diarrhea, constipation, any of that is going to be helped by using Terrazyme and DigestZen. Okay. So other things we can eliminate from our medicine cabinet. As I said, I'm 67. I used to take a ton of over-the-counter painkillers. Now, I didn't know, and I teach a whole class on this, so I'm not going to get into it, but I didn't realize how bad all those things were for my liver. Really, really bad. And the warnings as you get older for those are even greater. I was taking them all day long. I take nothing now. And so one of the things that's been a huge thing, and it's very, very helpful for people, is using Deep Blue polyphenol capsules. These are basically anti-inflammatories in a bottle in a natural form. I take 2 of these in the morning. If I've had a bad day, I might take 1 at night before I go to bed. And I have some other things that I take too, but this is a really great start for addressing the inflammation that's happening inside your body. Now, the other thing that is in this package is Deep Blue in an oil. So this is something you could make a lotion out of it or a roller bottle and rub this topically on the area of concern, which is going to give you instant relief. Totally chemical free, nothing that's going to trick your brain like the stuff we buy at the drugstore does. It's going to actually absorb and work at a cellular level, so it's super effective for pain. Okay, so if you're feeling, we're coming into September soon, and we're going to be talking about immune system and talking about like what do we do to not get sick? And so one of the things doTERRA has is a whole line of On Guard products, and they introduce it to you this time with a package of On Guard throat drops. These are little you can throw these in your purse, take them with you. They're little wrapped up soothing capsule or soothing lozenges. When you're buying like a cough drop from the drugstore, it's basically a sugar capsule. That's what's soothing your throat, is just the sugar. With this On Guard, if you have a sore throat and you suck on one of these, or you don't chew them, suck on them, but they taste good. They're cinnamon, clove, wild orange. It's going to soothe your throat in a really, really nice way. If you want to support your immune system, you could take one of these, like if you're starting to feel like something's coming on, you can use that On Guard lozenge in that way as well. Okay, so either way, that's a nice natural way of soothing that's not just giving your body a bunch of junk in it. The other thing is the Breathe Vapor Stick. So Breathe is an oil that's a respiratory blend. So it's cardamom, eucalyptus, raismansara, and some other things that open up air passages. So this is great for kids. It's great to use on your chest, on the bottoms of your feet, and breathe it in. The Breathe oil itself is a great thing to put in your diffuser, but this is an easy, it just opens everything up. And even if you're stressed out, because it has the peppermint and the eucalyptus in it, it's kind of opening up your body, because so many times when we're stressed out, we stop breathing. So this is just a great addition. Again, safe for kids, safe for older people. In fact, it's all essential oils are. We just dilute them more or less, depending on, kind of what your situation is. Even for pets, a lot of these things, digestive, calming, things like that, we use them just diluted the same way we dilute them for a baby when we're using them for our pets. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention was there's a blend that is a roller bottle blend that comes with this for digestion, so that if you've got that digestive issue going on, you can take those capsules, but you can also roll this. It's actually the children's version of their digestive oil. You can roll that right around your belly button, or you can just kind of go up and down your throat if you have some issues going on there. But it's designed for children, but it's great for adults as well, and it's a softer scent than the digestive oil. So that's another one. The other thing, so let's talk about healthy skin. So I talked a little bit about using frankincense on your skin. I actually, when I first got started with doTERRA, I use their skincare line now because it's totally clean and natural. But I started out adding frankincense, lavender, and tea tree oil to my own lotion. And that was the beginning of my skincare. It's so good for your skin. But frankincense is going to help, just with wrinkles. It's going to help. I have a roller bottle. I kind of use it as an eye lotion at night. I go around my eyes. But if you have any skin irritations, lavender and frankincense would help with that in a spray bottle or in a roller. Or doTERRA includes in this package something called Correct-X, which is like a natural antibiotic ointment that's super effective. It has helichrysum in it, frankincense, tea tree, and lavender, all oils that are really good for your skin. Use a tiny little amount. This thing lasts forever. So this is, and also when you use this, you'll be amazed at how fast the skin regenerates itself, because it's giving its skin direct support rather than just coating over it, which is what the chemical versions do, and not really addressing what's happening there, just kind of giving it still time to heal and maybe not get infected, but it's doing it with just all toxic chemicals. So this is Correct-X, which is one of my favorites. And then the last thing is sleep. So sleep was actually my second entry into doTERRA. If you want to sleep more, you need to use essential oils in your bedroom. In your diffuser, lavender would be great. Make a roller bottle of lavender to roll on the bottoms of your feet. That's included in this package. And then the other thing is Serenity Soft Gels, which are capsules. It's not the same as the Serenity oil, that help calm down the central nervous system from the inside out. At my age, I thought I wasn't. I thought as you got older, you just didn't sleep anymore. But that's not true. Like if you're doing something on a regular basis, now you still need to not drink caffeine at night or maybe turn off your TV. But what this is going to help you do is give you a way for your body to learn how to get back into a sleep rhythm again. Okay, and then the last question, how do I get these in my home? Now, if you're a customer, because I've got both customers and people who aren't customers yet who are watching this video, if you're not a customer yet, doTERRA has this Cura collection package that you can get started with. But here's basically how you get started with doTERRA. There's 3 ways. You can pick and choose and pay retail price for them. Don't recommend doing that because it's 25% more than what you would need to pay. The second option is to choose a package, which is what this Cura collection is. doTERRA waives the $35 getting started fee that you would pay, and then they discount the products even more. So this collection would be something you could get everything we had tonight. Then you become my VIP customer, or whoever it was that invited you to watch this video. And that's when you start learning, because that's really what's important. It's great to have essential oils, but if you don't know how to use them, they don't do you any good. And so we have some amazing education. It's something doTERRA is very committed to, and so are the people who I work with. We're so committed to helping you learn how to use these things so you get a good result. And so now all the oils that I've been talking about tonight, this Cura collection comes in a package, and you get a free VIP membership. You become our customer. You get a welcome kit. It's worth over $400, but it's only $249. And if you choose this option, like this month, what's happening is you get also $50 free from doTERRA. In fact, anyone starting with any package of $150 or more gets $50 in free doTERRA dollars. I love that. That means next month you get to start picking and choosing things that you want to add into your natural health routine, and $50 of it is taken care of. So that's basically what I have to say. If you're the other part is, if you are already a doTERRA customer, you also can buy this Cura collection package. It's $249, and you're going to earn, if you're a loyalty customer, you're going to earn between $20 and $60 back in free product credit. So you're going to get up to $60 if you've been doing this for a while back on things to use for whatever you want. So and doTERRA every month has great options and offers and free products of the month and things like that. That if you decided to get started, that's what you could do. Now, if you decide today is the day that you'd like to get started with essential oils, I also have, if you become my customer, a goodie bag that has some great free things in it. That roller bottle collection that was in the event earlier, I'll give you those for free. free if you become my customer. Other people who maybe invited you in here might have other options and other specials to offer you. So comment if you have any questions back to me. If something doesn't make sense, like, please ask me questions and we'll get the answers for you. All right. That's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.